Hey everybody, this is S. Anthony Thomas. This is the S. Anthony Thomas Show. No, there will be no interview on this episode. I've done a bunch of those. I'll do some more of those later on. You know what I wanted to do in this episode, folks? I'm creating a new word, damn it. All right, I'm creating a new word. Now, this is essentially for I'm speaking directly to the young people in the audience, but people in my age and the older people, you'll get this too. You'll understand this too. But I see there's so many young people listening to 20s somethings and the 30 somethings that listen to this. So this is for you. And if there's some 18, 19 and 20-year-olds, and I know there are, this is for you too. So just listen up. Now, as you sit there right now, you got to realize there's a lot of people that are around you right now that you think are your friends, and they are not your friends. Now, you're okay with them. You enjoy their company. They're fun to hang around with. You have nothing bad to say about them. You're not thinking anything bad about them, but they are not your friends. I've been there before. I have had people that I've had around me when I started to do my thing, and they became a little more successful, or they got into a situation where they thought they were cool. And what happens is until you catch up to them or past them, they don't hang out with you that much. Right? Or you think you like them and they like you, but they don't like you as much as you think they do. And I've been on both sides of that. I remember recounting something that I did with someone that was important to me, and they didn't even remember the crap. But on the other side of it, I've been there many, many more times because I've met so many people. I've had people come up to me and rattle off things we supposedly have done together. I don't believe they're lying. I believe them when they say it. But not only do I not remember the thing, I barely remember them. Their face rings true, and I kind of remember them. Right? Maybe it's somebody I went to grade school with, or somebody I went to high school with, or something like that. And I kind of remember them. And sometimes I remember their first name, or they'll give me their first name and I'll immediately rattle off their last name. And I feel bad when that happens because I've met so many people over my life. And it really bothers me when someone comes up to me and they think I remember them and I don't. And it's nothing against them. I just don't remember. I remember one guy walked up to me and we went to grade school together, and I remembered him 5 days after our conversation. He comes up to me, hey man, remember we went to the, and he's rattling off all these things. And I recognized his face as someone I knew. Obviously, he's not 13 or 14 or 15 years old anymore, and neither am I. We're both middle-aged men at this point, and he did look like a larger version of the person I remembered. But he ran right up to me, hey, and he seemed like a great guy. We were talking and having a great time. And I would have had just as much fun talking to the dude if we just met at a doctor's office or a lunch truck or at a repair shop or something like that, and we fell in the conversation. Because to me, that's basically what it was. But it became very, very clear because now he's rattling off my sister's name. He's rattling off my grandparents' name. He's rattling off the names of girls I used to go out with back in the day. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm either being pranked right now by a friend of mine who set this guy up, and my friends don't do pranks like that, or this bastard actually knows me and I recognize his face. And I did not catch myself. Normally I'm pretty slick about making the person feel like I remember them, right? But this one time the guy goes, you remember me, right? And I'm like, nah. Oh, and after I said it, oh my goodness. It was like one of those bad movies where something happens. You know, you ever watch a music video or a movie or something like that when the guy says something and there's a physical, like the word is floating in the air and you can see the word heading towards the person that hasn't hit their ear yet. You can actually see the word spelled out in floaty letters, and the word nah came out of my mouth and it was floating towards him, and he still had a smile on his face. And in my mind, I wish I could had hands that come out of my mouth to grab that word and pull it back. Right? I wasn't as slick as I am now. And I could see the word entering his ears slowly. And it was almost in slow motion as his face kind of went into disappointment. Oh, and I felt like crap. Right? And we were kind of stuck we were stuck next to each other, right? And the energy that he had early on in the conversation to see his old friend, the energy, the power, all of that crap was gone. Right? Instead of having a voice, it was like, hey, whoa, instead of that, his voice kind of, yeah, man, it was all monotone like that, and I knew, and I felt bad. That's one of those situations where lying is good. You can say, of course I remember, but the name, I keep forgetting name. I remember you, and I remember that, but dang it, if I'd have said that I remembered all the stuff, but didn't remember his name, I probably could have gotten away with it. Right? I probably couldn't have got away with that. But my dumb behind, I let him know that I didn't even remember his existence. Oh. And 5 days later, it's almost like I lost the file in my mind, and my secretary went, Mr. Thomas, here's the file of that dude you went to grade school with, and here's all the crap you did with the bastard. And then I said, oh, let me read it. Oh, I did know the bastard. Oh, his memory was good. We did do all that crap. Oh, damn. The good part about it was I ran into him again. Right? And he had that look, you bastard, die, bastard. He was all ticked off, but I was smart enough now. This time, what I did was, because I remembered some of the stuff that we had actually done together back in the day, I rattled off something that we did together that he hadn't mentioned. And it was like, yeah, man, it's good to see you again. And I said, yeah, man, it's better than that time we bopped floppy flop. And he's like, and his face lit back up. And this time I saw the words flying out of my mouth towards his ear. And this time I was like, yeah, go words, go. Go words, go. Flying to that air, flying to them ears, Jack. And I saw the monitor. Yeah, you remember that? And he was back to normal. And it was fantastic. Bad part is, right now, I don't remember his name right now. But I do remember the stuff that we did. And that's the thing, man. He thought we were buddies and friends, and I didn't know we were buddies and friends. I just thought we were people that were hanging out together in school because, we were next to each other at a desk or next to each other dissecting a frog or whatever the hell we were doing back then. I didn't remember the bastard. I remember the bastard. Now I remember his name. Okay, good. I got to write that down so I know I'm going to run across his ass again, and I don't want him like, so you going to remember my name today, you bastard? I don't want to go through that. And just in case you're hearing this, hi, Darnell. I remembered your name, you bastard. Anyway. So I'm just saying that a lot of times people think that somebody's a friend of yours, and they're not. It happened to me in business, show business, a bunch of times. I had people that went on to have really, really humongous success. Right? I mean, they're literally in a position where they could make one phone call and change where I am right now really, really quickly. But the thing is, as it turns out, they were not friends. I was basically their Darnell, right? They would remember, hey, well, the only difference is they do remember my name. But, because I ran across a couple of them. They went, hey, man, I heard you change your name. That's Anthony Thomas, man. What's up with that? That kind of thing. And that kind of thing. But the groove is, they're in a position to help, but the thing is, they don't. And I realize it's not their place to help me. It's not their place to give me information. I would have done that for them and have done that for other people who I was helping out, whose names I know, of course, and who I know right now and who will never know that I made phone calls for them, because that's not why I did it. But the thing is, I thought we were friends back then. Because if we were friends back then, we were really friends. They would go, look, why don't you go call Flop-de Flop and Whoop-de-Whoop and tell them I said to call, or, you know what, I'm going to call Floop-de-Floop for you, man, and hook you up. But it's not their job to do so, right? I mean, keep in mind, I'm talking about things that happened a long time ago, not currently. Everything's fine now, I guess. But I'm talking about in the past. It's not their job to do that. And as a person that I am now, I was a younger version of me. I'm a middle-aged guy now, even though I look incredible. Let me feel my own buttocks. Why did I do that? Y'all can't see what I'm doing. This is an audio podcast. I just want to say for the record, I did not just feel myself up. F y'all, back to the story. So what I'm saying is, you got to realize something, man. There's levels to everything. Right? Everything has levels to it, man. You go to buy a car, there's the LE model, the XX model, the Juba model, the hybrids for Flop-de Flop model, the Floop Boop Boop model. You can upgrade to the Soup Boop 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 and all of that crap. There's levels to this. Even to my young ones, you're in relationships right now, right? There's levels to relationships, right? There's your long-term, like if you're an older person, you're a married man. Right? And even the married people, there's levels to marriage. There's people that are married, they're newlyweds. And then there's people who've been around for 5 years, right? And the people that are married for 5 years already know more about marriage by a lot than the newlyweds, because the people that have been married 5 years kiss each other on the mouth before they brush their teeth. Yeah, I said it. Right? The 10-year people, they kiss themselves in the mouth before they brush their teeth, but they're like, we ain't going anywhere. I ain't brushing Jack. And they walk around with their funky mouths all day. The only thing that defunks their mouths is the damn cornflakes, pancakes they have for breakfast. Right? They look, hey, My breath stinks before food. Your breath stinks before food. We've been married for 15 years. You fart in front of me. I fart in front of you. You take dumps in the bathroom while telling me what you want me to pick up from the store. And I take dumps in the bathroom while you walk in. And while I'm sitting there going, and complaining about your girlfriends. We have no secrets. It's not a big deal. We're both disgusting human beings. Shut up, punks. Back to the story. So there's levels to everything. And to you young people, you're in relationships. There's girls you like, right? You're deciding whether or not to ask her out, or you're deciding whether or not to ask him out. You know what I'm talking about. There's somebody you're talking to. You're not serious about them yet, but you kind of like like a lion. You kind of cut them from the pack a little bit. You're still kind of stalking them to see what the deal is. She's stalking you. You're stalking her to decide whether or not you're going to move to the next level, which is bang. Not seeing anybody else, new boyfriend, new girlfriend, right? And at that level, y'all are boom, boom, jiggity, boom, da boom, jiggy, jiggy, please use protection, right? Better yet, go get blood tests, because I ain't doing nothing with nobody till I get a blood test. I love when a woman's like, hey, we can't go back to my place. I'm saying, oh, time we can go back to your place after we go to this new place called the clinic to find out, because I know I'm cool, and I'm no offense to you, but I want you to know when I want them to know, because when I know when you know, I'm going to tear that. Moving on, F y'all, stop being nosy, back to me. And then you move from girlfriend to serious girlfriend. Maybe you're at the point now where, you're not living together yet, but you're serious. You're not even thinking about anybody else, right? When you make a decision, I got to talk to my girl first. You're not married yet. Then there's move in, girlfriend, boyfriend. You're living together, maybe. You're going to get married at some point, but you're like, hey, man, we're having a great time. We're living together. And you're at the beginning stages where you start kissing each other on the mouth before you brush your teeth, you funky mouth bastards. Then you get married, and we've already talked about marriage. There are levels to every damn thing, my friend. And friendships are one of those things that has levels. They just do. And like I said, that guy thought I was a closer friend than I actually was, and I thought people that I knew were closer friends than we were. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not a bad person because I didn't remember this guy, and my people had moved on in the business are not bad people because they don't hook me up. Well, some of them hook me up, but I mean like serious hookups. I'll get those at some point. For a fact, I know this, but I mean, we're going to go back to when I didn't know that was going to happen, right? So, when you think about it, you got to realize, like I said, people use the word friends all the time. You use the word friends is too much of a universal word. It's been used too much. It's too big of a word. It covers too much crap, right? You have a neighbor that you don't like or dislike him or her. You kind of have similar schedule insofar as when you're going out there coming in, or you're both going out at the same time, or both coming in at the same time. You talk to each other porch to porch. You don't even go over to that person's porch, and that porch is 25 yards away, or 30 yards away, or 50 yards away, half a football field, not that far, and you have your conversations yelling back and forth, right? You don't even realize how tall or short they are because you're so far away, but you're having conversations. How about that game? How about that game? Hey, congratulations, I heard your daughter did that. Yeah, well, your daughter, your son did that. And then you walk into the house. And then when you run across the bastard at Home Depot, right? And you've been living next to the bastard for 5 or 10 years, even though all your conversations are across the street and some crap like that. You run across each other and you're like, whoa, I did not realize you were 6'2". Or whoa, I did not realize you were 5'2", right? You're standing next to each other. I didn't recognize you. I'm a little taller than you thought. I'm a lot shorter than you thought. Yeah, and all of that small talk crap. And then somebody will walk up, hey, guy, hey, you know each other? Yeah, we're friends. And that word is used. And they say that you're friends. You're not really friends, but you don't want to correct the person. It's not really that important to correct the person. Especially if the bastard shoplifts and somebody, but his friend is over there. They said he was friend. No, I am not his friend. He shoplifted. I am not the person to shop. Well, you said you were friends. No, he said we were friends. I don't shoplift. Check the cameras. I don't know this bastard. Moving on. So what I'm saying is, like I said, there's levels to this. There's people in work that you talk to on a regular basis. There's people that you talk to at the water cooler. There's people you talk to because they're at the desk next to you. There's people they're next to you on the conveyor belts or in the warehouse. I've worked in warehouses before. I worked with a dude. I was facing one machine. He was facing another machine. I'm not even kidding. We barely knew what the other one looked like because his machine went off slightly before mine did, meaning the next person was replacing him. So we're having conversations back to back, and occasionally we turn our head, but you don't want to turn your head when you're working on a machine because, most people like having all their fingers. And I am one of them. So we kind of, hey, yeah, you guys are friends. You work next to each other, right? Yeah, back to back. I don't know. I know what the back of his head looks like. I don't know. You've been there. And to my college students, you got somebody that's at a desk right next to you, or at a chair right next to you at a lecture, right? And you both look at each other when the say the professor says something that's double entendre, but you can't laugh because you done effed up already. So you both look at each other like he said a word that sounded like something else. It's like we were living in an episode of Three's Company. You know what I'm talking about. And you don't get to hang out with that guy. You're cool with him, but he's not your friend. So what I'm saying is I'm proposing, and I want to see how you feel about that. Let me know if you think this would be a good idea, because like I said, the word friend is used way too much. I think at the very minimum, we should put it into two categories. We'll leave friend to mean someone who actually cares about you, who you spend time with, who's shown to you that they give a crap about how you feel, how you do. They actually care about your life. They've been to your house, you've been to their house. Right, or even if, say for the sake of argument, maybe you're really close, but you live too far away, you get together on purpose with this person. You've talked on the phone with this person. You've broken bread with this person. Maybe you've gone to a football game with this person. Maybe you've gone to, you and your spouses get together. Y'all kick it, whatever it is. This is your homie, your boy, your girl, whatever. That's your friend, and it's just rock solid. You let the word friend fly out your mouth because it's accurate. Friend, that's your friend. You're damn right. That's my friend, Jack. Right? But then there are people that you're cool with. You're cool with them. They're not your friends, but you're cool with them. You have pleasant conversations with them. You actually look forward to the little 5 minutes you're in the elevator going up to the 18th floor. You look forward to your 12 minutes that you get to talk to them at the lunch truck. You look forward to talking to them in the break room, right? Maybe they ride the bus or the train every day and you sit there and you have little conversations, but you're not interested in having them come to your house. You're not interested in going to their house. And it's not because you have anything against them. You don't. You have nothing against this person. You like this person, but they're not your friend. And in many cases, you might not even remember their name. You could be sitting next to them on the commuter train from whatever to whatever, and you're sitting there, hey, buddy, and you only said their name. The only time you said your names to each other was the first time you met, and you got caught in a conversation. You don't remember his name. He doesn't remember your name, but it doesn't matter. And you look forward to seeing him. Yes, you do. Right? I remember a guy when I was going into a place, he literally saw me coming in. I parked and I was walking in the building. I was talking to the security guard, another person that's not a friend. Obviously, this is a million years ago. Another person that's not a friend, but I was cool with. Right? And he actually and this place was notorious with the elevators. If you did not get in an elevator when you had an opportunity to get in an elevator, you may not have another opportunity to get in an elevator for a long time. And this dude saw me talking to the security guard. I saw him and I thought, oh, I guess he's getting in the elevator. He skipped an elevator specifically to have the 3.5-4 minute ride with me in the elevator with him. He wanted to talk to me and enjoyed that conversation. And when I saw that he did that, I was glad that he did, because I like talking to him too. But if he ran into me today, so many years later, I would recognize him, because we were both adults at the time and we weren't around each other that long, but long enough that you would remember the person if you saw them. I don't remember that guy's name. He doesn't remember my name. I remember stuff about his family. His kids are probably adults. They're definitely adults now, right? But we weren't friends. We were cool. But if somebody asked me and he said, you guys are friends, right? Yeah. But I would like to no, we're not friends, but we're cools. That's the word. Cools. I want that to be the new word. Forget that friend crap. If a person isn't your friend, but you like him and you don't hang out with him, but you like him, you don't hang out with him, but you enjoy his company. You don't hang out with him or anything like that, but you everything's all right with you. You have nothing bad to say about him. He is not a friend or she's not a friend. They're a cool. And I think that's the word. There's friends and there's cools. And I got news for you. No matter how many friends you got under normal circumstances, you have probably 10 times as many cools as you have friends. And we have to all make the distinction between the two. Because if that guy that I ran into realized we were cools, he wouldn't have been disappointed if I didn't remember his name, and I wouldn't have had that really, even now I feel bad, and this was a long time ago, and I still feel bad when I'm rehashing this and talking about it now. I feel bad when I saw the look in his face. Oh, you know what I mean? You ever see if you have kids, when the kid asks for a cookie, and that kid just knows you're going to say yes because you said yes yesterday, and they're like, my mom's definitely going to let me have this chocolate chip cookie 5 minutes before dinner like she did yesterday. She only said that yesterday because you were pulling on her leg while she was on the phone with work and she didn't want to, get distracted. Yeah, take a cookie. I don't give a crap, whatever. So you're a little kid and you're stupid, so you think it's going to happen again. But this time she's not on the phone. And okay, she's watching the television program. It's her turn to cook, right? And she's taking care of business. Little punk ass walks up to her asking for a chocolate chip cookie, and you're like, I know I'm going to get this cookie, so let me ask the tall old person to give me this cookie like she did yesterday. So I'm just going to walk up, I'm going to pull on her skirt. She looks up. She's smiling when she's looking down. It's over. Cookie's going to be for me. Hey, Mom, can I have a cookie? No, it's going to ruin your dinner. Hey, stop it. What did I tell you? You go in the other room. You're damn right. And that's what that guy's face looked like. He thought he was going to get I remember your cookie, but there was no cookie to be had, punk. Now, granted, the next time I saw him, I give him I remember your cookie, but that's not the point. The point was that time I didn't have the I remember your cookie for his punk ass. I keep forgetting. By the way, darn it, if you listen to this, but the punk ass is like one of my catchphrases. Nothing personal. You know too much about me. Secrets, keep them. Shut up. Back to the story. F y'all. Back to me. So what I'm saying is, there's cool, and like those people that are in show business that moved on and done great things and could hook a brother up. I wasn't their friends. I was their cool. And once I realized I wasn't a friend, I was a cool. It really didn't matter what they did. At that point, I was like, you know what? I'm not even disappointed anymore. Now that I realized we were cools, but not friends. So I guess everything's fine. I guess we cool. So just remember, my friends, as I say to the young people, and obviously the older people know this, but I'm creating a term. Like I said, I think we should call them cools. So just remember, my young friends, and relabel my old friends. Just remember, there's a new category that I'm adding, right? There's friends and there's cools. And if you've been listening to me for a long period of time, y'all in the friends category. And if you're new people, you're just coming along, you're in the cool category. But just keep listening. I'ma slide your punk asses. See, that's my catchphrase. I'ma slide your punk asses. I'ma slide your punk ass, chump ass, punk asses right into the friend category. Just don't ask to borrow no money. I got bills. I ain't got time for that. F y'all, back to me. So I'm gonna try to get people that I know to use that phrase. And if you use that phrase, make sure you tell everybody where you heard it from. Tell everybody who created it. There's friends and there's cools. So to my friends listening, thank you. And to my cools listening, thank you. And you'll soon be friends. Now, seeing as how we're all friends and cools, to my friends and cools, I need you to do me a favor. And that's one way to go from cool to friend, you bastard. And from friends, y'all already friends. So y'all just do it because I said so with your punk asses. I like calling people punk asses, apparently. If you dig this program, please do me a favor. Rate and review this program on any podcatcher that you're listening on. Make sure you do that, okay? Tell a friend to tell a friend, and tell your cools as well to listen to this podcast, the S. Anthony Thomas Show. All right? Spread the word. And if you like this show, obviously my flagship original podcast is called S. Anthony Says. I would give you all the links to everything, but basically, it's linked. Just Google my name. Just Google S. Anthony Thomas. I've been on the web, and my original podcast is 8 years old. This podcast is a few years old as well. So I'm out there. I'm all over social media. I'm on Twitter under my name S. Anthony Thomas, and blah 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 blah. Just follow all of that crap. Okay. Much love to you all. And I just made a decision. Just now. I now dub all of the cools that are listening to me. I now have upgraded you to the friend package. Everyone's listening right now. You are now friends. Yes. You bastards. Much love to you all. See you next time.